Parents for Image Consent is a grassroots coalition of parents working to address the issue of online image abuse, focusing on educating and providing tools to help protect family images online. Here to tell us more is online safety advocate and national spokesperson for the organization, Cathy Pedrayes. Cathy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we have to talk about Parents for Image Consent, what this nonprofit is all about. So Cathy, give us an overall glimpse into who you guys are.
Yeah, so essentially what we're trying to do is bring awareness around the issue of online image abuse. We conducted a survey recently over the summer where 1 in 5 Americans reported being victims of online image abuse. And of course, this is reported, right? A lot of times people don't report this at all. They don't even realize they're being victims of it. And so due to these results, we decided we need to bring awareness around this issue because it is a major issue and it's not just affecting adults, it's definitely affecting kids. It's affecting everybody. And so essentially this is just about awareness and then also bringing a coalition of parents, as you said, who would like to take action against this too.
So it's amazing that you guys are trying to take action against some of these things, but what ways are you doing that? How are you executing some of these ways that parents can get involved?
Yes, so, okay, awareness is the #1 step, right? Because first you have to know if this is even happening to you, and so that's #1. But then there's also a bunch of resources that we've linked on our website, parentsforimageconsent.org, PIC for short, and this will allow you to do different kinds of things. There's resources there that can allow you to do searches on your Facebook account, on your Instagram account to identify where maybe some of these images have been abused on your own accounts. And, you know, some of it might be things like, you know, grandma reposting an image, in which case you're probably fine with that. But some of it might be a blog that you've never heard of that's reposting these images or an account that you've never heard of. So the #1 is identifying, and we have some resources there to help you do that. And then once you do identify some instances of abuses, what are the next steps that you can take? And so we have some tools on our website, again, for different ways that you can report things. So for example, let's say that you have an image popping up on the Google search results page that you don't want there. We've linked where you can have that requested to be removed from the Google results search pages. But then there's other instances. If there's things that are maybe more graphic in nature, there's other resources where you can report that kind of stuff. So we have all of this linked on our pages. And then of course, we're developing a newsletter as well to just get information about, you know, maybe some congressional things that are happening around the issue, some tips, tech tips, that kind of stuff.
That's amazing. And I love the fact that you guys have so many resources out there for people to really address this problem right at the root. And one way you guys are doing that is launching a nationwide Safe Selfie campaign during the holiday season. Tell me about this campaign.
So, you know, we take pictures year round, of course, but there are spikes throughout the year when you might be taking more pictures, maybe sharing more information, right? And that could be the holidays, definitely one of them, all the families together. Sometimes it's the one time of the year that you're seeing everybody in one place. And so you're taking all these photos and you're uploading it to the internet. And of course, the moment you do that, you know, you might lose control of it. And so what we're reminding people of at this moment with our Safe Selfie campaign is, hey, before you upload something, take a moment to pause, think about what you're uploading. But then once it is uploaded, take a moment to think about where is it going to end up and how can I protect this image? Because again, especially with AI and the development of all types of softwares and technologies, you don't know the extent of the image abuse. And so how can you track that? How can you prevent it? How can you address it once it does happen? Because again, 1 in 5 Americans are reporting this. I personally think that number is much higher just because it has happened to me and I didn't report it to anybody. Nobody gave me a survey when it happened to me. And it's continuing to happen to me all the time, by the way, every single day as we speak. I'm sure there's unidentified accounts using my information. So, you know, what do you do in that instance? And again, we just want to be a 911 sort of resource where you can say, okay, this happened to me. I don't know what to do. Let me go to parentsforimageconsent.org and figure out what my next steps are.
And something interesting that you mentioned, Cathy, you mentioned AI. We are turning into a world of technology where AI really is seeming to take a big leap in the tech industry, and we're seeing a lot more of that. How does AI play a role when it comes to some of this image manipulation?
Well, it can get pretty crazy. I mean, AI has a lot of good things for it as well. AI is actually one of the things that can help identify image abuse online, right? Especially when it's coming to identifying image abuse of children in particular. We can train AI to say, hey, these are pictures of happy children and these are pictures of sad children. Can you help us identify, these instances of abuse? So there are some benefits, but the negative end or the negative side of that spectrum is that we can also use AI to take, a head of this little girl and a body of this little girl or whatever and manipulate it. And, just recently, actually, my neighborhood ended up in the national news because it happened to a high school girl here. And it wasn't, some big criminal scheme. It was a student in the school who decided to manipulate her image just because they could. So, it's something that it's still developing every single day, but we in particular are working with a software company called Image Shield, which is working on developing software that can identify not just the photo that you've uploaded, but then all the different ways that it may have been manipulated and little pieces of it may have been borrowed to create a new image on the internet. And so it's something that's developing every day, as you say, rapidly.
Absolutely. It really is kind of scary at times, but it's good to just, the more you know, the more you are able to prepare yourself. Now, before I let you go, Cathy, I do have to ask, any tips out there when it comes to parents for image consent, ways that parents can protect themselves or their children heading online with their images?
Yeah, I would say, of course, taking a moment to pause before we're sharing certain things. There's certain things that are a hard no. Do not share under any circumstances. And that would be, I have infants, I have toddlers. So the bath time kind of photos, the diaper change kind of, being conscious of these moments that are really cute, but to some other people may be more intimate than we're willing to share. So being conscious of that right away. And there's a big movement of parents that, are being extra cautious of even sharing kids photos of their kids at all. So for example, one of the things that I do share images of my children with, millions of followers, but I'll do it in a way that respects their privacy. So I'll use angles, I'll use lighting, I'll use silhouettes, I'll use, different ways to just kind of minimize what I'm sharing while also being able to share that I'm a mom and I have my family. But that being said, even doing that, I have still had images abused. And so then the next step would be tracking it. Now, I mentioned on our website that we have a software called Image Shield. They're also the ones that conducted the study that I referenced with the 1 in 5 Americans reporting image abuse. So Image Shield has a software where, again, you can connect your Facebook account, your Instagram account. As I said, they're expanding to video and stuff like that as well, but where you can connect these things and then track where those images end up. And then in addition to that, of course, the final step would be reporting any abuses that you identify. Hopefully none, but it's unlikely in today's day and age.
Well, Cathy, thank you so much. This was just incredibly insightful, and I know so many parents can take advantages of the programs that you do offer at Parents for Image Consent. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.